Yo, 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 yo. Let's get it.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses. And actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm going to give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead. Go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good? Oh, man. It's crazy, man. No days off. November ended, and I felt weird as hell not going live. I felt weird as hell not going live today. Oh, yesterday. Yesterday was the first day that I didn't go live. And yeah, man, I decided just to get on here real quick, say what's up to you guys. If anybody gets in here, we'll see what happens. But man, what's going on, man? I see you, champ. I see my man. I see my boy Raheem in the building. I see you, champ. 415, great deal. What's going on, 415 Boxing? Yeah, man, I gave away that Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off. I'm still giving it away for a little bit long. I think that this is gonna be the last weekend that I do this 90% off deal. So I just got on here just to chop it up with you guys. Not the reason I came on here. I came on here because I don't know, man. I just felt bored. I'm like, yo, something's weird, man. I'm not going live. What the hell? I mean, I went live every single day, literally built a whole new habit. Yeah, man, came on here to talk to you guys, see how everybody's doing. Of course, don't forget the 90% off is still there. I think this is it though, guys. I think we've gotten to the end of the road with this 90% thing. Like I said, once I see those sales trickle down, that little Black Friday excitement end, it's time to end the sale and just bring everything back up to full price. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 415 Boxing, keep up the hard work. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man, I'm having fun, man. When you're having fun, man, you don't even realize you're working. You know what I mean? I love coming on here, chopping it up with you guys. I love talking boxing with you guys. Uh, I love teaching boxing. I love working with the people in my private community. There's a lot of cool things going on right now with the boxing thing. So for me, it's hard work, but it's fun work, man. So I can't really complain. Oh, these 135s be talking crazy, coach. Yo, fill me in, champ. Who specifically are you talking about? Caesar, what's good, my boy? My boy Caesar in the building. I see you, champ. Tomorrow we tomorrow we got a Tyson Fury's fighting tomorrow against Chisora for like the fourth time or something crazy like that. Coach, don't forget to stream Eddie's fight. Yo, Eddie's fight is actually not happening, guys. It got postponed, unfortunately. I don't know all the details, but Eddie is not fighting tomorrow. He was planning to fight again, a little comeback tune-up fight, to get himself back in the mix. But unfortunately, it fell through. So we'll see what happens with Eddie in the future. Oh man, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here, guys. We'll see what happens. Dan was looking forward to seeing him fight. Yeah, I mean Eddie's still sharp. I was just in the gym with him the other day. He was sparring. He's still sharp. Eddie still looks good. So it'd be interesting to see what Eddie could do. At this point in his career, he's 40 years old, man. So Eddie's not a young man anymore, but that man's a fantastic fighter, and I think he'll still do very well. I think he'd be surprisingly pleasant to see at this stage. You think Isaac Cruz can beat any of the top 135 pounders, Tank, 140, Garcia, Haney, or Shakur? It'll be hard for him, man, because those guys that you mentioned, they're all hell of fighters. But I think that Isaac Cruz is a really good fighter. I think Isaac Cruz can compete with anybody. So Isaac Cruz is a good guy, man. He proved that he could fight against Javante Davis. He proved in his last fight that he's a force. He's not ain't no average guys beating him. So the only guys out there for him to fight is the best. So why not? Ford fights at 126 pounds. So Isaac Cruz is a little heavier at this moment. Highest fighting IQ: Haney, Garcia, Shakur, Davis. Um, I mean, those are all hella fighters, man. I think Shakur. I mean, they all got good boxing IQs, man. Honestly, man. I mean, I think Shakur has a really good boxing IQ. I think that Devin Haney has a really good boxing IQ, and I even think Javante. I think they all equally have good boxing IQs. Um, I think Shakur has the best discipline out that group. I think Shakur will stick to the game plan, but as far as actually having the IQ, I think all those guys, uh, for the most part, have very, very above, very, very high levels of IQ. Every single one of them. Um, so it just depends on whose night is it, whose night it is, for the most part. But if you ask me, I think Shakur Stevenson has the best discipline. He's the one who's going to stick to the script. He's not going to get overwhelmed by the moment, where I think Devin Haney can be pulled into a fight. I think that Javante Davis could get away from his boxing. So there's just a lot. Give me 1 second, guys. Kyle, what's good, my boy? How you doing? Better be versus Bivol. That's a hell of a fight, man. You got a guy with great skills and a guy with a hell of a punch. I don't know, man. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I'm here with y'all though, man. We just chilling, man. We're not talking about nothing in specific. We're just talking. So keep them questions rolling in. Coach, so I literally came up with a new style. is wild. I'll show you soon. All right. I'm interested to see it. Hello from India, coach. What's going on, champ? What's going on? We're just hanging out, man. We're just hanging out right now, man. I felt a little bit weird going a day without a live. I just felt weird, man. You know what I'm saying? I just felt weird, man. It was very weird. So I had to get on here and chop it up with y'all. All good, coach. Yourself, what's your thought on Loma versus Haney? That's supposed to be happening next year. It's a very interesting fight. I think that Devin Haney's footwork will get him the fight, but I think that Lomachenko will push him. It will definitely push him. But I got Devin Haney edging it by just a little bit. What's better, a straight left or a straight right? Well, I mean, that's a funny question. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because if you're talking about a straight right hand from a righty or a straight left hand from a lefty, it's the same equalness, right? They're both equally as good. It just depends on the situation. Now, if you're talking about a jab or you're talking about a cross, again, they're both depends on the situation. Of course, the jab, right, is the number one punch in boxing, and this is a power punch. So it just depends, man. That question's a little bit vague. You know what I mean? Coach, happy holidays. Happy holidays, man. You see the Christmas tree in the back. So, just so y'all know, I was going to do something called Discipline Decembers. I decided not to do it only because, not because I don't want to be disciplined, even though I probably don't want to be disciplined, right? But not because of that. I'm still going to be exercising. I'm still going to be fixing my diet this month. But it's because I can't commit to going live as much as I want to this month. So I didn't want to put that commitment on myself the way I did last month. No days off November. We got on here every single day. December, I still will be getting on here quite a bit because I enjoy it. I personally enjoy getting on here, chopping it up with you guys, talking to you guys. But I didn't want to commit to something because I'm a man of my word. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So with that being said, I decided, let me just pull back. I just went live every single day for the month of November. Let me just go on here and feel out December and see how December plays out. But we still got to stick to our goals December, man, because January's coming. And I know everybody's going to have that New Year's resolution. Everybody's going to want to lose 20 pounds and get in shape and get their money up and get organized and do all these things that we always say we're going to do. And I say, why not start December? Why wait till January? So what I'm going to do is behind the scenes, I'm going to keep a log of everything I do. And when I get the results, then I'll expose what I actually did. You feel me? Coach, can you drop some footwork series? It would be very helpful. I got a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about footwork. I got a whole course called the Footwork Drills. You can check out on my site right now. It's like freaking one third of the price, even cheaper than one third of the price. It's like freaking 0.75 of one third of a freaking price right now. I got the 90% off master boxing bundle. So I got plenty of footwork, man. You can go on my YouTube channel, pull up footwork. You can go to my website, coachanthonyboxing.com, get the footwork. And I'll continue to drop more stuff. There's more things that I could definitely put out on the subject, but I have a lot already out there for sure. What about Ryan Garcia versus Javante Davis? I think that's a good fight, man. I think it's a very excellent fight. I think Ryan Garcia presents trouble, and I think Javante Davis presents trouble two different ways. So I mean, if I had to put the house on it, I'm going with Javante Davis. I think he's a little more reliable, but I do think that Ryan Garcia is a hell of a fighter. I think that if he comes in mentally prepared, physically prepared, he can give Javante Davis a lot of issue due to his speed and due to his height. So it makes for an interesting fight. Is moving, circling to your opponent right hand a way of taking it away? Is moving to your opponent's hand, I guess that's what you're trying to say, away, taking it away? My coach says yes, but I heard others say no. I'm afraid of running into it. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out, but I'm just gonna off what you're saying, what you're trying to say. If I'm throwing a right hand at you, you want to circle away from it, so that's to your right. So if we're orthodox versus orthodox, you see how I'm standing? Okay, envision that you're standing right in front of me. If you stand in front of me and don't move, bang, I catch you, right? But now, as I go to shoot this hand, you circle to your right, right? You should be somewhere over here now, and I'm missing you because you circled out, right? But the problem is when you circle out, you can also walk into a left hook. So what you have to do is step back and circle out. So I always teach guys step back, circle. I actually have videos on this on YouTube. You don't even got to go to the website to get this video. It's on YouTube. Okay. Step back and circle. And then when you step back, you get out of range of anything. Now I just make a decision which way I want to go. Do I want to go left? Do I want to go right? But you always have to be aware. It's just simple. If a person's in front of me and they want to go this way, I smack them with this hand. If somebody wants to go this way, I smack them with this hand, right? So it just depends. Wherever way you go, wherever way they go, you throw the hand that cuts them off. Either that's a straight, right hook, overhand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you always want to go back and then circle. So then the guy's reaching. And then when you're circling, you're creating that angle, just in case he doubles up when he steps in or something like that. I mean, from a southpaw, yeah, man. There's no one's better than the other, champ. It all depends on who lands it. You know, it's like a straight left hand is not better than a straight right hand, and a straight right hand is not better than a straight left hand. It just if you're orthodox, you're looking to land a straight right hand, and if you're southpaw, you're looking to land a straight left hand. It's really that simple. So there's not one's better than the others. Who can get it off? He literally has a footwork course. It's also built. Yo, absolutely. And there's levels to footwork. There are levels to footwork. You know, it's crazy, right? Because I've been hitting the bag a little bit again, just to loosen up. I think sitting like this is messing me up, right? Posture issues. But I've been hitting the bag just to loosen up, and and I move around, and listen, I'm nothing like I used to be when I was actually doing it every day. I don't really hit the bag like that, right? I think I'm gonna come out with a course. Washed up fighters, washed up boxing coach, how to box if you're a washed up boxing coach. There you go. That's what I'm gonna come out with, man. Because I'm making adjustments for myself. You know what I mean? I got pain in my wrist, so I gotta punch certain ways. I can't do things the way I would teach somebody to do it. It's just a lot of things I got to do, right? For me, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm moving around, moving my feet, etc. Then I'm teaching a beginner. I'm teaching a beginner today how to do certain foot. And I remember, well, I don't remember, but I'm looking at where he's at in his boxing journey, and I'm looking at where I am now as the coach. And I'm saying to myself, man, if I had to go back and start at that level, like I'm so far back past that level, like from a beginner. It's crazy to me. It's like I look back, I said, damn, I'm 20, 30 years ahead of this kid in boxing years. And, you know, the footwork that I have him doing is much different than the footwork I'm doing or the footwork I would have a professional doing, right? Build you from the ground up. We talk about the beginning stages. We talk about the basics, like the elementary school stuff, kindergarten. That's where certain people need to be. And then you have others that are a little bit, fifth grade, sixth grade. And then you have others that are in like high school. And then you got the college kids, you know what I'm saying? That's like the Olympians and stuff like that. And then you got the professionals, you know what I'm saying? And there's literally different elements of your footwork. And don't get me wrong, it's basically the same concept, right? You step forward, front foot first, backwards, back foot first, right foot first, left foot first. You keep your feet at the right distance. You know what I'm saying? you use your pivots, you use your angles, and all these different things that you're going to use throughout your journey. But as you get better, as you improve, uh, certain things will be done differently in order to get there. So beginners, just the stepping of like not bringing your feet together too close and not crossing your feet, that's very challenging for a lot of beginners. It's so challenging that like advanced people forget how challenging it is because we've been doing it for so long. And when you see a beginner struggling with it, you're like, man, like this is really giving this kid a challenge. And I forgot how challenging this must. And for some people, it might not have been that. I don't remember footwork being that challenging for me, But I've also been doing this a long time. Sometimes you forget what you know. You're like, I forgot more about boxing than some of these kids even will ever learn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just like watching. I'm just like, wow. So that's when doing that reminds me of why I made Build You from the Ground at 1.0, because it's like those little basic things, those fundamental things are so freaking important, man. They're so important. You know what I mean? That it's just like, as soon as I want to teach some advanced stuff, I realize I can't. I can't teach you that yet. You're still here. I got to keep you here. And it's a true challenge. So, guys, again, him saying that I have the footwork course and Build You from the Ground at 1.0, 2.0 really just reminded me of how important those basic videos are. You know what I mean? I see coaches that should be watching those beginner videos because they're doing stuff that I'm like, your fundamentals are off. Like, you need to go back to the beginner video, especially if you're going to be teaching somebody this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. Oh, Futuro in the building. What's going on, champ? Hey, coach. Recently, I've been dealing with a guy at school that continuously curses at me for absolutely no reason. I don't know the guy. He even told me he beat my ass. I'm not sure what to do. Well, that's a tough situation. Okay, I'll be the first to tell you that's a tough situation. Um, And the advice that I want to give you is going to be politically correct advice. All right. Coach Anthony is on YouTube, and I'm going to give you politically correct advice. But the advice would be to avoid that kid, right? Try not to get into a situation where you're around him for too long, right? Because you don't want something to escalate, right? Because if something escalates, either you can get hurt, he can get hurt, you can get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And we want to avoid that at all costs. We want to avoid hurting people, but more importantly, we want to avoid getting hurt, right? We also want to avoid going to jail. You know what I'm saying? We want to avoid that. So the best advice that I can give you as a coach is avoid going around this person. Avoid them. Okay. Now, to continue, the next thing is the number one rule in boxing that applies to life: protect yourself at all times. See what I'm saying? So if you are in a situation where you cannot avoid this guy, then you know what you got to do, right? You got to protect yourself at all times if you didn't know what to do, which means defend yourself. You know what I mean? And don't allow this guy to quote unquote beat your ass. So my advice to you is avoid him. Don't look for confrontation. Stay away if you can. But if he backs you into a wall and there's no way for you to avoid this situation, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to defend yourself. Okay? And if you don't know how to defend yourself, then but look, listen. This is why, if you're watching this right now and you're considering boxing or considering learning something and you still haven't, it's questions like this that make me say, what are you waiting for? You waiting for somebody to step to you and talk about they gonna whoop your ass before I better go take a boxing class. I better go learn some jujitsu now. You should already be on this. You should already be learning this stuff, especially if you a man. You know what I mean? Because as men, we're protectors, right? So anyway, Robbie, I'm not trying to come at you in this situation, but you need to make sure you're working on your skills and practicing and fine tuning your skills regularly, because God forbid this guy presses up on you. What you gonna do then? You see what I'm saying? You got to defend yourself. There's always you over them if it comes down to it. So anyway, make a long story short, my man, avoid them, but protect yourself at all times, man. And I wish you the best in the situation. I honestly do, because I know how uncomfortable it could feel when you're in a confrontational situation, but you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice to you. Coach Ant, I'm deciding between two gyms. One gym is cheaper but has more equipment, space, and better hours. Second gym is more money, smaller, old equipment, but better coaches. Which one? You want my honest opinion? I mean, what you in this for? That's what you got to ask yourself. Are you in it for the equipment, or are you in it for the knowledge? See what I'm saying? That's like coming to me and saying, Coach Ant, there's another boxing coach on YouTube, and he got a better video editor than you have, and he actually has a better website than you have, but your boxing tutorials are way better. Which one should I buy? Which well, this is probably the case, because I put more effort into my information than I do into video editing. I know that for a fact. I always say to myself, man, I could probably be better with the video editing quality. But I'm not about video editing quality. I'm about information quality, right? So my honest answer to you is choose the one that's more expensive with the better coaches. If you're in this to learn, if you're in this because you just want a place to work out and you want to take pictures and it's got better lighting and you want to pump a little bit of weights while you're there, then maybe go to the other one. But what are you in this for? If you're going to box, why not learn how to box better? So, my honest opinion is always quality over, listen, I'm the type of guy, I'm spending money for whatever the hell I feel is the better quality always. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to park 15 blocks down the street because I don't want to pay for valet, right? Like, or I don't want to pay to park in the parking garage. I go to New York City, we want to go hang out, pull up, you know what I'm saying, in my nice car. And they're like, okay, it's $75 for parking. You know what I'm doing? Here's the $75. Get out the car, go inside, have a good time, come out. My car is there. As opposed to the other guy who's like, man, I could just park 15, 16 blocks down the street. You know what I'm saying? In 25-degree weather. Then they go park. They're freezing their ass off before they get to the spot. Then they got to freeze their ass off on the way back and then hope that their car is still there. You know what I'm saying? Hope that there's not a ticket, right? It's always pay for the quality, man. Always. You know what I'm saying? If you can. If you can't, then maybe now is not the time for you to be invested in boxing. I tell that to people too. Like, if you can't invest into something, then maybe you should do something else. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if I want to go on a trip to Hawaii and I find out the whole trip for a week is going to cost me $10,000 and I can't afford it, guess what I'm going to do? Not going to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay my ass right here where I'm at right now. But if I got good money put away and I really want to do it, I'm going to Hawaii and I'm going to the dope spot. I'm not going to the bullshit spot. I'm going to the dope spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's always my opinion, Stefan. Quality over the price. You can get money back. You can't get time back. Okay? And when you pay for quality, it saves you time. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get lucky, like right now, and you can go to the website and get quality for a crazy price, like 90% off. Sometimes you just get lucky. Sometimes you're like, yo, man, this is a steal. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you go to CoachAnthonyBoxing.com and all his freaking courses are 90% off when you get them all at one time. And he gives you a coaching call and he guides you in the right direction. He keeps it 100 with you. And it's like a no-brainer, right? Sometimes you get lucky. But most of the times you got to pay for that kind of stuff and you got to pay. Hey, coach, are there examples you could recommend to watch a significantly shorter fighter being successful against a taller opponent while the majority of the fight they are on the outside? Ooh, that's a good one. Um, you could watch Floyd Mayweather versus Chico Corrales. Floyd Mayweather versus Chico Corrales, and watch how he controlled Chico Corrales with a jab as the shorter fighter. How he was able to use his speed and his skill set and his defense to create situations. You can watch my brother, Fast Eddie Chambers, against Demetrenko. You can watch that. You can pull that up on YouTube. So those are two fights I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you Fast Eddie Chambers versus Demetrenko, and I'm going to give you Floyd Mayweather versus Chico Corrales. Those are my two fights of choice. Check those fights out. Does bad boxing bother you? Spreading bad form myths? Oh my God, it freaking drives me crazy. You don't know how hard it is for me to just stay like this and not like comment on people's stuff, right? It's just really frustrating, man. But I gotta mind my business. You know what I mean? I gotta mind my business. And at the end of the day, it's just my job to do the best that I can on my platform. You know, what somebody does on their platform is not my business. What I do on my platform is my business. So this is why I do stuff like this, right? I open up the lives, you know what I'm saying, for you guys, and I do the Q&As. I bring guys like Fast Eddie Chambers on here, who's a freaking stamped, you know what I'm saying, veteran of the sport to give you his thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And I bring on other trainers that have experience and knowledge and that are well respected to give you guys game. I give you guys 90% off of my courses on Black Friday and extended till now, right? I do YouTube videos, I do shorts, I do everything that I possibly can. It's my duty to do as much as I possibly can to say, listen, I can't change them for doing that, but I can at least do my part on my behalf on my channel. So that's all I could do. But one thing I can't do is disrespect other people that didn't disrespect me. So even though they are spreading opinions that I don't like, at the end of the day, it's not my job to worry about what they're spreading. Man, I got to do what I got to do. I got to just focus on me. You know what I mean? Could start doing film breakdowns sometimes when you go live. You know, I wanted to do that, right? And the main issue I ran into last time I did that, I got like a copyright infringement thing on my YouTube channel because I was like pulling up fights and doing it like a screen thing here. So I have to figure out how to really do it without getting. I know people do it. I have to ask my boy. There's actually a friend of mine who does it. I was actually interviewed by him, my boy FaZe Boxing from the UK. If you guys didn't see that interview, you guys should check out the interview he did with me. It's FAYZ Boxing. He did a full interview on me. It was a super dope interview. His channel is just starting to grow, so he definitely needs some traction. So if you guys get a chance, support that interview. And he also does like breakdowns of old fights and stuff. So I gotta ask him how he gets away with breaking down fights without getting copyright infringements on his YouTube channel. Because you gotta be real careful on like these channels and platforms. They'll shut you down, and that's something I don't want, obviously. So um, that's the reason I don't really do it. Now, last week, what I did do was I actually commentated while I was watching a fight. Obviously, you guys couldn't see the fight, but there was people watching the fight but listening to my commentation and commentating, and I actually got really good feedback. People were saying, "Hey, man, you should do that more often." So tomorrow, Tyson Fury fights. I'm gonna see if I could do it, and that's gonna be during the day. I believe they fight like that card starts around noon. Uh, here in the US, but some other time in the UK. So maybe I'll do that fight tomorrow, depending on what I got going on tomorrow. But yeah, I definitely want to do that, more of that if I could. Coach, what's your opinion about speed versus power in boxing? I mean, they're both needed. They're both needed. You need speed, you need power. And speed can be power, right? It doesn't take a lot of power to knock a guy out. It's about precision, it's about accuracy. You know what I'm saying? But, there is, you need both, man. You need both. And it's been proven throughout the history that the faster fighter beats the powerful fighter, and the powerful fighter can beat the faster fighter. But typically it's due to timing. Think about it. If I'm super fast and I'm just running a combination, crack, 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 and then at the same time you throw a nice hook, boom, Danny Garcia, Amir Khan. You end up getting knocked down and knocked out. But then you're, a powerful guy and you're trying to hit hard, but then you got the fast guy timing his speed. Bop, 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 tying you up, bop, touching you, bop, touching you. Eventually you get hit so much that you're just like, you see what I'm saying? Because all you think you're focusing on is power, right? You're just trying to load up the whole time. So it's timing. Timing beats both. You know what I'm saying? Accuracy beats both. Patience, professionalism, being durable, mentally staying strong, not losing mental strength, like mental fortitude, right? You don't get mentally fatigued. An example of somebody who used to get mentally fatigued was like Zab Judah. Zab Judah whoop your ass for 4 rounds. And after that, he started to mentally fade away. And you could see it in a majority of his big fights. So, and he had speed and power. He had both, and he had skills. He was a bad boy. But the mental fatigue, and some guys just can't hold it up for the duration of a fight. They could do it, but then once that mental fatigue hits in, they start to just fall off. So there's just a lot of variables. You know what I mean? Hey, coach, when is Tevin Farmer fighting again? I don't know, champ. I really don't know what's going on with Tevin Farmer at this moment in time. So I can't answer that question. At this moment, I'm only working with Raymond Ford. So that's the only focus that I have at this moment when it comes to professional fighting. The rest of it is I'm focusing on Coach Anthony 2.0, and I am focusing on these live streams and the YouTube channel, and that's where my main focus is. And of course, we got Raymond Ford. So that's the only pro that I'm working with at the moment. Hey, coach. Hey, Coach Anthony, this is Teddy Corbos. I was wondering about using the flex bag. I'm not sure what the flex bag is. What's the flex bag? I'm not quite sure. Which one is that? Who was your top 5 all-time boxers? Man, I get asked this question all the time, and honestly, I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer because there was too many fighters that I didn't see, and there was too many great fighters. Too many, man. So I don't have a top 5, man. I really don't, man. I know this sounds crazy coming from a boxing coach, but I don't have a top 5. I could tell you that Floyd Mayweather's in my top 5. And then of course you got all the old timers, right? Like the Willie Peps and the Sugar Ray Robinsons and all these type of guys that I would have to go back and really watch them with an open opinion. You know, this is the thing about historians that know the game. A lot of historians know the game. Oh, hold on. There's noise right here. The train. You know what I'm saying? I live in the city, man. You hear the train? Um, so a lot of people will bring up the old time fighters like the Sugar Ray Robinsons and the Willie Peps and all these top names from back in the day, right? Um, and then you have like other guys who like to say those names just to sound cool. Like they'll be like, "Yeah, man, Sugar Ray was the best fighter of all time, Sugar Ray Robinson," because they heard another coach say it and another coach say it and another coach say it, right? So they're just passing along what they heard somebody else say. Me, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta go back and watch you. I gotta go back and really pay attention to what you're doing and then make a decision. And I've never done that. I've never sat there and really studied these old time fighters. So for me to have a top five, I feel like I have to do more due diligence to figure out if I really believe those guys from back in the day could beat the guys from today. If I really believe those guys from back in the day were better than Floyd Mayweather, better than Sugar Ray Leonard, better than, the current guys that we have today, I would have to really do some research. I'm not just gonna say, yeah, that guy was better than that guy just to say it because it sounds cool or it's the right thing to say. Like we have to be realistic. I look at things for how they are, not how they should be or could be. So give me more time to become a boxing historian, and I'll come back to you and answer that question. This channel is fired. Thank you, champ. Clips God, I already paid for the master boxing bundle before you started doing the video calls. Can I still get one? Absolutely. You ain't the only person who asked me that, man. I had a few people who asked for the master boxing bundle. I mean, they purchased the bundle in the past. So I definitely, without a problem, Clips, give you a coaching call, without a doubt, man. Just shoot me an email, man. You know how to get a hold of me. If you got the master boxing bundle, you can even message me through the portal and we'll set you up. Just say, hey, champ, hey, coach, it's me, Clips God. And we'll get you set up on a coaching call. No problem. And guys, don't forget, man, you guys go to the website right now. 90% off the Baxter Boxing Bundle. This thing's about to end. I told you, as soon as that momentum starts to drop from Black Friday, I'm going to cut the sale. Keep it on a little bit longer, but we're about to end this whole thing real soon. So I just hope that people take advantage of that. Get the coaching call, get the Master Boxing Bundle, take advantage of it. Drillers Make Killers is in that bundle. It's not even sold separately at the moment. So make sure you guys go ahead and take advantage of that. Coach, what's your view on hands down boxing style? Is it too risky way of fighting, or would you use it occasionally? Me personally, in my own experience, I would use it. Certain fighters can use it, and others can't. Not everything ain't for everybody. Some will argue that you're open when your hands are down, and I agree, you are open. But I also argue that if your hands are up and you're locking up, you're inviting punches as well. I think your hands are going to change throughout the duration of the fight once you become experienced. Let's just be clear on that. Once you become experienced, beginners should keep their hands up because beginners are sitting ducks to get hit. Period. But when you become experienced, you can do different things, and it's been proven. I mean, you see experienced fighters all the time, hands low, pop you with a jab, pop, throw a right hand, pop, stab you to the body. Hands are here. You go to hit them, boop, they slip, boop, they shoulder, boop, they catch. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to avoid punches, especially if your reflexes are sharp, or if you're very experienced. You just have a bag of tricks and timing. Now, that's not to say you're gonna fight like that the whole fight. I might start off like this. My hand might be here at times, my hand might be here at times. You know what I'm saying? Because look, from here, I'm kind of in a position where I can do more than one thing, right? I can easily shoulder roll. I can use the catcher's mitt. I can shoulder roll like this. I can shoulder roll like this. Right? I'm here though. I can block like this. You know what I'm saying? This hand might drop a little bit depending on what I'm doing. This hand could be, what I'm saying? Your hand's not always going to be like this. If you're like this, you become a robot too. But there's going to be times where you're going to be like this. Maybe you're on the ropes blocking some shots, so it just depends. The hands are constantly going to move though, especially when you become experienced. So the hands can come down, they can come up. But again, experience is the key word here. Now, if you're a complete beginner, just keep your hands up. Keep it simple. Coach, I apologize. I should have explained myself a little bit more. Flex bag comes like a spindle, and you punch it, and it comes right back at you right away like a fast speed bag. Yeah, I guess you're talking about like the double M bag that's on a stand. I think they're good. Anything that is going to force you to slip and punch off the slips and work your eye hand coordination is good. It's just, in conjunction with a regular heavy bag, in conjunction with, you know, the other training tools you're going to be using. But yes, it can be helpful without a doubt. Do you think it's good for beginners to experiment during sparring or just stick with what they were taught and drilled? I think it's great to experiment towards during sparring. I think that's when you experiment. I think if you treated sparring the way it's supposed to be treated, which is just a learning situation, you can do anything. But there's going to be moments in sparring where if it gets heated, you better do the best thing to protect yourself at all times. Now, if you're sparring with somebody who you understand that you guys are just working, and just working means there's a agreement that we're just going to work on skills and we're not trying to hurt each other per se, then absolutely, that's when you experiment certain stuff. How else you gonna do stuff in a fight if you can't do it sparring, right? And how else are you gonna know if you could do something if you don't experiment? So I think experimenting is good. And I think it's always good. And I think it should only be done under the supervision of an experienced teacher, because if you're experimenting with something that is foolish, the teacher could stop you right there and say, no, don't do that. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're gonna get hit here, 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 and here, right? But if you just start experimenting for the sake of it, and now you start to do silly stuff, the experimentations can also be to your detriment. So that's why you need an experienced teacher to be able to tell you what you are doing correct, what you're doing wrong, why it could work, why it can't work. The why to the how. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys. I think that's it, man. I think that's it, man. I have fun coming on here. It's weird not getting on here and chopping it up with you guys, man, every single day. But I think that might be it, man. Let me see, man. Let me see if I can get another question here for you guys. Coach, as a beginner, I parry shots a lot. From my perspective, watching MMA fighters in the ring, they parry a ton due to the smaller gloves. Although it sometimes can be effective, is it a bad habit? You can't parry everything because you're leaving yourself open. You could parry the jab. Um, you could parry a cross, but for the most part, you can't parry everything, right? You ain't parrying hooks, you ain't parrying uppercuts. So to make a long story short, you can't parry everything, and you're gonna leave yourself exposed trying to reach, trying to use the open hands for every shot, right? You gotta catch sometimes. You gotta catch sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So someone throws a jab at you, you can catch. You can parry it a little bit. Someone throws a cross, your hands up real high. Maybe you can parry it, but for the most part, um, parrying can be dangerous, especially if somebody feints you real well, right? They throw a good jab, bang. They throw a good jab, bang, and then they drop the feint, and you go to parry, and then next thing you know, your face is exposed, and they shoot a hook. You know what I mean? Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you, champ. What is the best defense to counter a straight right hand? The best defense to counter a straight right hand. I mean, you're gonna do different way. You're gonna counter the straight right hand different ways. If you block the straight right hand, you may fire back your own right hand. If you shoulder roll the right hand, you may shoulder a straight right hand. Of course, you can also throw the uppercut, block uppercut, right? Someone throws a straight right hand, you can slip it, hook to the body. You know what I'm saying? Someone throws a straight right hand, you can slip it, left uppercut, right? Someone throw a straight right hand, you can slip and throw your own cross at the same time. Somebody could throw a straight right hand at you, you could drop back and throw a check hook. I just gave you a bunch of game right there. You see what I'm saying? It just depends. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I think I'm gonna chop it up right here, man. Well, maybe I'm gonna take a break. Should I take a break? Should I stay on here? Should I stay on here? Yeah, maybe I'll just take a break, man. Maybe I'll just take a break, man. Guys, don't forget to go to the website, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. That Master Boxing Bundle is 90% off. Take advantage.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you, I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses. And actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, footwork drills, defensive principles 101, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead. Go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Still here. I'm still here. Every time I watch that commercial, I impress myself. Every single time. I say to myself, geez, damn, that's a hell of a catalog, man. That's a hell of a catalog, man. Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, footwork drills, defensive principles 101, angles and how to create them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box on the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically southpaw versus orthodox. Damn. The complete Philly shell system, heavy bag conditioning drills. Drillers make killers. It's just crazy, man. How to set traps and counterpunch. Did I say that? I don't know, man. Whatever I said, man, when I see that commercial and then the coaching call and then the Facebook community, I don't know, man. I impress myself every single time I see that commercial, and I'm impressed by everybody who took advantage of that, man. I'll be on here maybe tomorrow, depending on the vibes. I'll be here tomorrow, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody who supports the channel, everybody who shows love. You guys are more than appreciated, and peace.